The Hamish and Andy Show podcast. Powered by Amy. Lucky you're with Amy.
Right. It's time to get down to business. With your help, Hamish and Andy are covering off on every topic in the world. And right now, there is no topic more important than
time travel.
Before you do a skerrick of work today, make sure you know all there is to know about
time travel.
When we talk business, we talk
beep, 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 time travel. Beep, beep.
I'm Peter Harvey. This is Hamish and Andy's Business Brunch, and business starts now.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Business Brunch. We certainly hope you're at work and taking the first hour off with us to clear your mind and make sure another topic is ticked off the list, Ham. A list that is 27 trillion topics long.
Getting shorter, though.
It is.
Today's topic, time travel. We've come back from the future to tell you about time travel. At the same time we came back, versions of ourselves from the past arrived and blew us up. Yeah. We were inside the studio when we saw that happen outside.
It was really...
And it was very weird, so let me tell you that.
But they did have a quick look at the rundown and they went, yeah, good. It's still good.
Good show, guys.
Thank you.
And so much to talk to you about time travel about. What if I was your dad and I'd come back in time?
So disappointing.
That's awesome. That'd be fun.
No.
What if I was your grandpa?
But wanted to always just...
What if I was your future daughter and I'd come back and I was pretending to be a man to hang out with you?
Again, I'd be disappointed with the way that things have panned out for me.
What if I'm the president in the future?
What if
one night I came back, I said to you,
to.
I go, listen, mate, in the 3050, I'm the president, but it's too much stress. So I've just come back to, I found you of all the people in the past that I'd like to hang out with, and I've come back to hang out with you.
Good choice.
Don't talk to me about running the world, because it stresses me out.
I won't. Good choice.
Ask me a bit. I mean... You've got all my knowledge.
Well, hey, it's funny you bring this up because we've got a person who has a definitive list they've made of their own.
Yep.
That if a time machine is ever created, they know exactly who they want to go back to see and in what order.
Isn't there that thing, though, we know time machines won't be invented in the future because if I go right now, I promise to come back to this moment and tell myself they'd get invented if they do. But the fact that I didn't just walk through the door means they won't.
You didn't.
Well, if anyone's going to do it, I'm the guy.
It's the Business Brunch. Hamish and Andy with you, suits on, taking this one seriously. It's a topic of, obviously, we have to be very careful with time travel, Ham. We do one topic per day on this show.
Don't want to upset my future self to the point where I would come back and kill myself. Just got to play my cards very carefully.
That would be amazing if you could pull
I was like,
today.
You know what I hate about future Hamish? What a jerk. He is so bald. Oh no, future Hamish, what are you doing here?
You called me bald. Cock of pistol. Probably used a ray gun if he's from the future.
No, he'd do a pistol. I know, I'm him. That's exactly how I'd kill my past self.
Company lady Shana Ham has written in, and what I liked about her correspondence goes in to a lot of, worry, don't step on a butterfly, that type of thing.
Very hard to say. Has anyone ever stepped on a butterfly? Almost impossible. That's the least of your worries. Don't step on something that's easy to step on. Oh, don't step on an eagle.
Then she says, I was wondering if I'm the only person who does this, but she has a time machine list. That is a list of people and rough dates that where those people would be. If she managed to get her hands on a flux capacitor and assembled the right car, she would get back there.
Flux capacitor is just the engine. You got to have all the other bits.
Shana joins us now. Company lady Shana, thank you for doing business with us.
G'day, how you going?
How are you, Shana? Fascinated to hear about this list. Who's numero one?
Yeah.
Number one is Marlon Brando, circa 1950s.
Beautiful. Where would you go and what would you do with him?
Well, we'd probably just go out for a romantic dinner and then whatever.
How do you get in touch with him, though? So is your time machine able to transport you physically to, into his dressing room?
Yeah, probably. And also I have all the time in the world. I have a time machine, so...
you can Groundhog Day it. If it doesn't work, you can just keep recursively going over and over again trying to figure out his
Although you
perfect
get
day.
old, though.
You do get old.
Yeah, so
you personally will age.
And you might die.
But it doesn't hurt to just nip into the year 2250, grab some of their, what I assume will be excellent age-defying cream, break into the Pons Institute, smear a bit on it, and pop back to 1950.
Yeah. So, Shana, who's after Marlon then?
All right, so the next one is Leonardo DiCaprio, and that's around the mid-90s.
These are all very, I mean, they're all in the 20th
forward.
century. You have a time machine. You're not fascinated to go back and see the start of the universe or anything like that?
So,
They're all hunks from the 20th century.
so you're seeing DiCaprio kind of Basketball Diaries type era?
Yeah, around
Pretty
Titanic.
Titanic-y, yeah.
Titanic, okay. And
Romeo and Juliet.
So what do we do there?
Pester him
do we,
for a year, Groundhog Day style?
But what fascinates me is how you get into their face. I mean, these are celebrities. They're impossible to get to.
Yeah.
What's the tactic to break the ice?
As I said, I have a time machine, so just keep trying anything, and if it doesn't work, keep going back.
I suppose, yeah. But would you consider going on a date with Leonardo DiCaprio back to Elizabethan London or something? Like, would you take him on a time date?
Oh, yeah, maybe back to the time of one of his movie sets so he can see what it was really like.
Take him to the Titanic.
That's a lovely idea.
Why don't you just go and go, this is, running around pretending to be a little rascal here. Look at the Titanic. Didn't James Cameron do a good job of making that seem real?
That would entice someone, I reckon. You
need to play that card, I feel. It's a pretty big card.
Okay, so after Leo, where are we going?
All right, so number 3 is John Stamos, late 80s to early 90s.
So Full House type of year.
Would you appear on the set?
Oh, yeah, I could be like Michelle's little friend or something.
So
I don't think he's going to date one of Michelle's friends.
So, Shana, is there anyone on the list that's not a hunk?
Probably not. I've got someone in the future who I will go and see if they're a hunk.
Okay, who's
and
that?
then decide. So I've got the year 2033, so about 20 years from now.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's Knox Jolly Pitt.
Yeah, you want to see Knox, and you probably want to see Brooklyn Beckham, see how he goes too, don't you?
Oh, yeah. That's another one for the list.
All right, well, we wish you all the best with
your
Shana's
hunk search.
travelling pickup car.
Thanks for doing business with us, Shana.
All right, thank you.
Hamish and Andy. The topic today being time travel. You can always get the podcast, hamishandandy.com, for any of the shows you may have missed. Catch up on topics. Also contribute there as well. Haim, so many emails coming in.
Yeah, and a lot of people's imagination's excited. We'd love all the correspondence at hamishandandy.com/topics. Unfortunately, we can only blast through 3 in Fast Biz top 3. Fast Biz number 3. Ando from a company lady or man, Gigglebert the Candle Whisperer, possibly a fake name. He's written, if I had a time machine, I'd go back in time to when dinosaurs were around, and I'd go around to all the T-Rexes and push them over, because they had tiny arms, and it'd be funny watching them roll around helplessly trying to get up. This raises for me one of the key issues about responsible time travel. Gigglebert, you will die. Yeah. Arms have nothing to do with stability. You will go to push a T-Rex over and you will get eaten immediately. You will be a dead man and we'll find your fossilized remains next to a very confusing modern vehicle and go, hang on, I think that's that Gigglebert guy. Wow, he must have done it. We found his fossilized time machine. This is the thing that I think people don't quite get sometimes about time travel. The act of going back, not so much that you're going to disrupt the future events and create an alternate timeline or whatever, but you've got to think about how you're going to be perceived back then and what the risks are. A lot of people write and go, I'd love to go back and see Jesus do his stuff. If you went back and he was there on the mount and you just blasted into existence and he's there doing the sermon, you're going to throw him off.
Yeah.
Or he's going to go, and who are you? What's this?
I reckon Jesus would
You're an
claim him.
angel. I did that. Yeah, that's me.
That's me.
Another one, meant it. But then you'd go, no, go about your thing. Don't mind me. I'm not here.
You need to go back in some kind of invisible capsule, don't you?
You just need to make sure you're going back to a back street or no one can see you. And then you need to
take
sidle
a costume.
up. Because if Jesus is doing walking on water, which for the time was a wonderful trick, but you've blasted out of thin air, you're going to trump him. And you might ruin his reputation.
Number 2.
Company man Jack Shannonham, good segue as well. He has a theory on what he'd do to do with Jesus. If I could time travel, I'd go back and kidnap Jesus.
Nice.
Bring him back to today, chain him up in my basement and force him to turn water into wine.
Wow.
Imagine how much I could sell Jesus wine for. He goes, also just imagine the conversation. You know, he'd be like, hey man,
He has to forgive you.
let me go. I need to go open the gates of heaven or whatever he does. And I'm like, not now, Jesus. Can you make me some more wine?
That's great. Great factory floor banter.
Number 1.
Company man Chris Behrman writes in, and this is another. Everyone immediately goes, "What are the commercial applications of time travel? How can I get rich?" I think we can all agree that the surefire winner out of all of them in terms of speed of getting rich is going like back to the 90s and investing in Google or Amazon
or Apple
or any of the tech stocks.
Yeah.
Either invest in big time companies or get the lotto numbers or get a sports almanac and bet on sports.
Yeah.
They're the easy ones. Betting and stocks.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
that's it. Chris has not gone for those at that easy money option, but he does admit he wants to use it for bad. Because if time travel were a real thing, I'd have to say I'm going to use it for bad. But this is how he's decided to apply it to a work sense.
Okay.
I'd travel until the end of the year and see how much of a pay rise I'll get for working hard this coming year. If it's rubbish, then I'll just put my feet up. As the best use of a time machine to get money. What? 4%? Forget about it.
I'm taking the year off.
I'm going back to the past, staying in my job, not using this for evil, but not trying.
One topic a day we're working through. You can get your weekly TV info in your local newspaper, and I have returned from the future, and they're saying it's a pretty good week for TV, so definitely check it out in the paper. It's all there. Hey, one topic at a time. Today's topic is time travel. Hey, an email came in from company lady India Clark, and she writes, I quite often feel like time travelling after I say something that I regret. I'm sure that's not just me. So I suppose...
So about going back 30 seconds, going back a minute.
Yeah, probably.
Before you said the annoying thing. Again, guys, go back a day, get the lotto numbers. Like if we're going back, scoop up some valuable stuff.
Well, we wondered how that would work. Oh, okay. So whereabouts were you headed?
Oh, about an hour south of Sydney, yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah, beautiful scenery on the drive. You got to do it. It's lovely.
Yeah.
When we got there, unfortunately, we found out that my mother-in-law was a bit sick.
Ah, rejoice.
What?
Ding dong, the witch is dead. Well, nearly dead. I mean, no one likes a mother-in-law, do they?
No, I do. I love mine.
Oh.
Why would you say that?
Oh, sorry, I just... excuse me, do you mind if I just go back in time for a moment? And you actually won't remember any of this because I'm just going to alter what's just happened.
Well, I think that's the least you can do.
Won't be a moment.
Thank you.
Okie dokie. I'm just back 30 seconds.
So we got there.
There I am over there speaking with Hamish.
My mother-in-law was a bit sick.
Ah, rejoice.
What?
Psst, no mother-in-law jokes. He likes her. Yeah, rejoice. Rejoice that you guys were there, so you could take care of her.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. So,
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were going to say that I should have been happy that she was sick.
No, mate, not at all.
Oh, great. Whoa, Andrew, what are you doing? You just shot someone.
No, I was just killing another version
Andy,
of me.
you shot someone in the head. That's murder.
No, mate,
that's textbook murder.
No, I was just simply getting rid of another version of me, so I didn't confuse it.
I think that's not good. I'm shocked that you've done that.
Okay, excuse me. I'm just going to go back in time for a moment, but don't worry, you won't remember any of this because I'm just going to kind of alter what happened.
Well, I think that's the least you can do.
Won't be a moment.
Okay.
We had a lot of correspondence, hamishandy.com/topics from Marty McFly.
Marty really wrote in. And the good thing is Marty has time too, because he can obviously, if he runs out of time, he can always just go back and send more emails from the day that he was sending us emails.
It looks like Marty has a lot of different email addresses.
Marty's got time to set them up. Marty's got all the time in the future and the past.
Company man Jono/Marty McFly joins us. How are you, Jono?
Hey, yeah, Marty here. How you going?
Marty,
Sorry, Jono.
Jono/Marty wrote, Back to the Future 2 was the best of the three.
Sure.
But he said...
But the three together were the best of films.
And that's what he says. But in saying that, they were all great.
Yeah.
Am I right? He says rhetorically, which is good. He said, if I could give the writers of the trilogy a pencil each,
Wow,
I would do it. But I don't even have a pencil myself.
Of course, referring to one of our limited edition business brunch pencils. Only 1,000 ever made in that run.
Yes.
So, yeah, they are. They're hot property. Would you really give away a pencil if you had one, Jono?
If I have one for myself, I'd probably just have to cut it up into some segments.
Yeah, to give it to...
post it to all the writers, obviously, to share it around, yeah.
So you give a segment of a pencil, not a whole pencil.
You know, I've got to keep some for myself, and there's obviously more than one other writer, so...
That's true. Well, Jono, you hold tight there, because...
There's a lot of questions a young man has to face
because
in the pencil industry.
Other side of this song, we're going to talk to one of the writers from Back to the Future, the legendary Bob Gales. After this, the Business Brunch. Joining us, Sam, on the line is one of the writers from Back to the Future, Mr. Bob Gale. Thank you for joining us in the Business Brunch.
How are you guys doing?
Bob, this is such a huge honour. If it didn't mean that I'd move my head so far away from the mic, I would lie down in deep respect of you, but then you wouldn't be able to hear me talking. We are such massive fans. It's amazing to talk to you.
Well, thank you very much.
Would you mind taking us back, if you will, to when the idea for Back to the Future came about? How did it come about?
The idea came about, Bob Zemeckis and I had always been trying to figure out how we could do a time travel movie because we just love time travel. And we never could figure out what it would really be about. We had a title called Professor Brown Visits the Future, and that was about as much as we had.
Do you think the film would have been as successful if it was the Professor Brown Visits the Future trilogy?
Of course not. You know, this is it's an alternate timeline, if you will. Anyway, I went back to my hometown, and I was digging around in my parents' basement, and I found my father's high school yearbook, and I'd never seen it before. I was thumbing through it, and I discovered that my father was the president of his graduating class. And I looked at this picture of my dad looking very straight and proper, and I thought about the president of my graduating class was an asshole. So I thought to myself, my goodness, if I had gone to high school with my father, he might have been one of these guys I couldn't possibly stand. What would it be like if I went to high school with my dad? So when I came back to California, I'm telling this to Bob Zemeckis, and he's getting all excited. That's a great idea, yeah. And your mom, what if your mom went to the same high school?
And was pretty hot?
Turned out she was like the school slut or something.
Okay, sorry, I was trying to be nice.
That's how it got going.
That is incredible. Did you always have multiple films in mind, or was it the...
No. We had a hard enough time getting the first one made.
Yep.
It was rejected over 40 times. The script was rejected over 40 times.
Whoa. Wow. If only you could ironically go back in time and tell yourself to keep going.
Bob, there's many people that suggest that Back to the Future 2 breaks the sequel rules by actually being the best of the trilogy. It was an incredible follow-up. Do you guys have a favourite as the writers?
Look, it's like asking King Lear who's his favorite kid, right?
Yeah, I think it was Daniel.
He gets in trouble. He dies for answering that question.
Yeah. Well, Bob, we're going to get Jono back up on the line, our listener who emailed in. Jono, we are going to give you a Business Brunch pencil. Is there anything you would like to pass on to the writer of Back to the Future, Sir Bob Gale?
Well, look, I don't know what to say. I guess if he had a pencil back then, he could have... use the eraser and not had to send it back 40 times. I don't know what to say about that yet.
Oh, Jono, I mean, you're in possession of a pencil now. You have one pencil credit. Bob has no pencils. You did write into the show saying that if you had a Business Brunch pencil, you would give it to a writer. I don't know if you expected us to call you bluff, but you find yourself here at a classic Mexican pencil standoff.
Look, what I'll do is I'll get old Bobby G's address off him, and if you send the pencil to me, I can pass it on if you like.
Oh, so you're gonna?
I'm gonna save you the embarrassment here.
Okay. Are you declining a pencil?
It's the thought that counts.
Bob, you haven't seen these pencils.
What
They're
a
wonderful.
gent, hey?
I haven't seen the pencil. You're right. You're right. I have not seen the pencil.
So, Bob,
but they say ignorance is bliss, right?
Yeah, so what we've really maybe ended up with here is a situation where a young Australian hero has offered a Hollywood legend a pencil, and the Hollywood legend, in a lesson to us all, has then re-gifted the pencil back to the Aussie hero so that he may write a film. What an amazing moment!
There it is.
I've got to say,
anything can happen with time travel.
Probably a one-of-a-kind moment.
That's what we've got time for. Thank you very much to Bob, the writer of Back to the Future.
And not only did he give the world Back to the Future 1, 2 and 3, but he gave a pencil.
Were you tempted to give him a mug after that?
No. I mean, you wrote Back to the Future. Yeah. Sure. Write every film in the world and direct it, then you get a mug. That's the level.
HamishNandy.com. Our podcast is there.
A pencil if you want that.
There's also an app you can stream all the shows. Hamish Nandy, just type it in for the app. We'll catch you. Pleasure doing business with you.
Pleasure.
That was the Hamish and Andy Show podcast, powered by Amy. Lucky you're with Amy.